Winter is here, and I wanted to talk about something that I did 2 years ago when my channel started blowing up out of nowhere when I came to Russia for the very first time. And the topic that I discussed about in that video was it is all within. And I want to revisit that by saying that I have read enough books about reality, because as you guys are trying to figure it out, reading and watching videos and all this stuff, I was the same, right? When I started to learn about this stuff. So I've read a lot of books and I've watched a lot of videos. I think I have listened to every single Neville Goddard lecture and read most of his books. And everything else in other authors about this stuff, they say the same thing. It's just that they say it in a different way. And what is the same thing? It is the idea that you are one with God. Universe, spirit, whatever, they will give it different names, but it's the same thing. And this simple relationship with God gives you all the power. Right? Forget about religious indoctrination, forget about science, forget about this or that or the other. Everything that so-called magical or coincidental or spiritual or unexplainable that can happen in your life happens because you are one with God. And God is one with everything. This is why everything is connected. This is why everything is one. And this is why manifestation works by first principle. Otherwise, it is an impossibility. This is why science will never explain it, because then it's hard to explain. It's not unexplainable. In the book, The Kabbalion, it says that the all cannot be explained or understood, because the all is the first principle, is the first monad, is the node, is the nothingness out of everything comes. But all you need to understand is you are one with it, and by that relationship, everything is within you. Because where a little bit of God is, all of God is, because God cannot be separated, right? A drop is in the ocean, but a drop is also the ocean. But the only difference is that the drop is only aware of its dropness. It's like its identity that I'm a drop, but it's also one with the ocean. All it needs is to expand in awareness and realize that I'm one with the entire ocean, and then it becomes the ocean. So every single deliberate creation or manifestation video is going to talk about the same thing. So they're all talking about the same thing, that it is all within. And the reason I keep repeating the nature of this reality and why this works is because all the power is there, right? Because everybody who comments on my videos or any videos, people who ask Neville Goddard questions, and wherever there are questions about this stuff, there are questions from the human identity. They're talking about how can I manifest this? You manifest nothing. You just become aware of having it, and God does all the work. This is why Christ said that I of my own do nothing, the Father within doeth all the work. This is the reason why thought transmission so-called works, that you can manifest somebody you have no contact with for years, or the so-called magical things, right? And the story I told about, which Neville Goddard talked about, this couple manifesting an apartment building that they wanted to build. They had no money for it, and they wanted it built with no money. And it happened. Some contractor came who did the work for them in a miraculous way, unexplainable way. And this happened because the awareness of being within this couple and the contractor is one. So they became aware of the building. God said, okay, it's built. And God moved all the pieces perfectly in absolute perfection in a miraculous way for the building to be built with zero money. So all your questions, if you if you identify with your supreme identity, or your real self, your default state of being, which is just I am, the awareness of being of God, right? You may forget who you are. You always will exist. You may exist in many forms, just like God exists in many forms, but God always exists. So this awareness of being is your default state, formless, shapeless, and magical. This empowering state is from where everything manifests. So when you ask a question, is this possible? Ask this to yourself, is it possible for God? All things are possible to God. So if it is possible for God, it is possible for you, because you are one with God. So this is why I made that video. It is all within. And in those days I was so struggling with the Russian visa, because I did not know how it works, right? It's complicated stuff. And I was trying to figure it out with my human self. And then I said, okay, everything that I have was given to me by God, or my higher self from within, right? So I'm going to trust it again and say that it's all within me, because it is. And it's already done for me. And then one thing led to another, and we figured out the entire process of the visa was super easy. Everything absolutely smoothly went through. And like I kept on saying that Russia is within me, so I'm already there. And I am here. 2 years later, I'm still here. And everything that I wanted to accomplish here, family, a flat, now we have a child, and I'm building my life here. So all has been accomplished. Now, of course, I have more definite chief aims. I think in the book, Napoleon Hill talks about definite chief aims, like the big goals of your life. Of course, when you achieve some goals, then you have more goals. So now I am expanding my awareness into those goals. But at the end of the day, I will make nothing happen. You must understand that the idea that your human self can do anything is a delusion. Think about it, right? The loaf of bread that you eat every day. How many men and labor and transportation and so much has to go through perfectly in a miraculous way for you to get that loaf of bread in your local supermarket, right? Did you make that loaf of bread? Now, of course, humans, like, we are intelligent, blah blah blah, but at the end of the day, there are so many unexplainable things that need to happen for you to keep on living. So who is this magical thing doing all the work? Is God. And so everything in your life, if you really think about it, you will see that so many things had to go right perfectly for you to have what you wanted. So trust in that. Expand your awareness and know that you are one with God and it's all within. It cannot be without, because then that would say that God, something does not exist in God, or there are multiple gods, or the multiple existence. You see how absurd that is? There's a dog walking next to me. So it's all absurd. So don't listen to that. That's the ego talking, and the ego will get you nothing. It's all within, it's all you, and you are one with God, and your power is derived from that. So align with that and see how the magic happens. So this is it for this video. Until next time, bye bye.